everybody, this is a very different video today. It's nothing to do with the bike this time. It's to do with my Don't Mess With Me pepper mill. And the problem with the mill was that the at the bottom of these pepper mills is usually a little what would you call it, a bar that runs across to stop the mechanism falling out of the mill, and whilst the mechanism itself is metal, the retainer's plastic and it's snapped off. So as you might know from previous videos, I made a bracket for the motorbike and I had some spare aluminium. So what I propose to do, and I've already traced it out, is to trace around the bracket with the bar and try and cut this out and see if I can actually make a replacement piece out of aluminium this time to screw back in there, and then we're good to go again. And I'm going to use a Dremel and various bits and pieces to rough it out. I'll probably cut it out with the hacksaw again, but to get in here I might do a tiny pilot hole, and with one of the Dremel discs this rough out an opening, and then maybe get a file in there. It shouldn't be too difficult. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so after 10 minutes or so I managed to round out a piece of the aluminium. I ended up using for that job the belt sander set to low and just spin it around gently like that, and it comes out. I've made it slightly larger than the original ring because I think it probably would be stronger, but it does fit. You can see here it does fit into the end like that, so that looks good so far. So what I'm going to do next is trace out where I want the bar to be, so I can cut out those half moon sections. I'll do that now and I'll show you in a second. So that'll be something like that. So what I propose to do is drill a tiny hole with Dremel. I've got I picked up these Dremel attachments, so there'd be plenty in there. So I'm going to drill a tiny hole in the corner just so it's finished with a nice radius, and then I'll probably cut along the line with the Dremel, and I imagine with the fittings we'll have a look at some of these discs and see if any of these are strong enough to cut along that line. Anyway, let's see how we get on. Okay, so after an endless amount of filing and drilling to try and get the openings, I've managed to get it looking more or less how I want it to be. So I'm just going to drill out the holes. I've marked where the holes to mount it back in the unit will come. And I'm just going to drill those out, and then I'm going to finish sort of sanding it to get a nice finish to it, and then I'll show you that in a second. There it is. You can go as far as you want as far as polishing it or finishing it off, but I think that's good enough for me. It's yeah, it should do the job. It's made of metal. The previous one was plastic, so that should keep my pepper mill going. So I'll pop it on and show you. There it is. So that's repaired. That's good for another few years. Was it pointless? What do you think? I quite like it.